Whether you're an experienced online shopper or only do it from time to time, there's money to be made. Cashback rebate websites aren't new, but there are more of them. There's Rakuten, formerly known as Ebates, Coupon Cabin, Be Frugal, and Retail Me Not. Now, they're free to join and typically come with a sign-up bonus. The real cash can be made when you shop through one of their links and get on average 7% cash back. Consumers Checkbook tested them out.
We'd first find the best deal and then use these websites to make our purchases. And after 2 months, we were actually surprised. We actually liked them. We thought, oh, it'll be a real pain to get your rebate out of these companies. They'll make you jump through a bunch of hoops to get it. No, it was quite easy to get our rebates.
But nothing is entirely free, though. Cashback websites make money by getting a commission from the retailers and by reselling the data they collect on you.
So if you're interested in buying something, you don't want anybody else to know you're buying that thing, for sure don't use a cashback portal.
Another thing to be aware of when using cashback rebate websites, spending too much. Don't fall into the trap of thinking, well, I'm making 10% cash, so I can buy more. That's the whole reason why retailers pay these websites a commission. Well, this week, the power company turned off the lights again in Northern California, hoping to prevent its power lines from sparking wildfires. Tomorrow, we explore whether your gas or electric company can do the same thing. Maybe it's before a hurricane or a blizzard. We're looking at your rights as a customer.
Looking ahead to your weekend, and that's our next chance for some wet weather on Saturday, possibly mixing in a couple of snowflakes in there too, but temperatures will be warming around 40 degrees on Saturday. Otherwise, it's a pretty quiet stretch of weather with highs back in the 50s by Monday. Thanks for joining us here on the Now Indy. The news at 6 starts right now.
This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
As the state health commissioner, what does it tell you that Indiana ranks 7th highest in the country for infant mortality and 3rd highest for maternal mortality?
Call 6 Investigates is pressing top officials who vowed to protect moms and babies at risk. Only on RTV6, we find out what the state is doing to reduce Indiana's alarming infant mortality rate.
I'll focus on a Thanksgiving week storm system and the potential impact.
Continuing coverage of family grieving the loss of their son at the hands of an accused drunk driver. We will show you the change the family is trying to put into motion. 4
little girls killed in a Carroll County house fire. Their mother is speaking only to RTV6. Her urgent plea to find the killer and her hope for justice.
It's a job that may not sound appealing, but we take you inside the porta potty industry, what you will find surprising, and a look at the pay.
First tonight, our Call 6 team going to the state's top leaders to uncover what's being done to fix a dire problem throughout Indiana. Babies and mothers are dying here at a higher rate than in Iraq and the Gaza Strip.
Last night, we introduced you to 2 women who have to drive an hour to be seen by a doctor throughout their pregnancy. They'll also have to travel that same hour in labor to deliver their babies.
Our Call 6 Investigates eye-opening report found women in a 1/3 of our state don't have a hospital in their county where they can receive prenatal care.
Only on RTV6, Stephanie Wade takes that information straight to the governor and the state health commissioner to see what is being done to help our most precious population.
623 babies didn't live past the age of 1 in Indiana in 2016. 623. We can and we will save more of them.
That was Governor Holcomb last year at his State of the State address, promising to make Indiana the best state in the Midwest for infant mortality by 2024. As it stands now, Indiana ranks the 7th worst in the country and 3rd worst for maternal mortality. After requesting for 2 weeks to sit down with the governor to discuss this issue and getting nowhere, we decided to show up to one of his public events and ask our questions there. You made reducing infant mortality one of your targeted issues as governor. What have you done and what resources have you dedicated to doing that?
Well, there is more funding, but most importantly, there's more boots on the ground, zip code by zip code where the need is the highest. What we've started to do is having OB navigators on the ground in the home throughout the whole process.
The OB Navigator program he's referring to was signed into law earlier this year, committing $3.3 million to connecting women in the highest risk areas with home visitation services.
Well, how are you?
During and after pregnancy. But nearly a year later, women are yet to receive those services. In fact, the State Department of Health plans to roll out the program in January. They spent the past few months meeting with hospitals in the 20 counties struggling the most. Women living in a third of our state either don't have a hospital or don't have an OBGYN physician in their own county, so they're having to travel out of county to be seen by a doctor.
Yeah, and those navigators are traveling from neighboring communities to get out into those rural areas that I think you're referencing. We need to do a whole lot more of that.
Is that acceptable?
But it certainly is a concern. And how can we get prenatal care at least closer to home for these women?
I also caught up with the state health commissioner, who Governor Holcomb appointed in part to focus on this issue because she's an OBGYN herself.
Is there a way to try to incentivize hospitals to not close their doors, to not close their maternity wards?
So it's really hard because whether you do 50 deliveries a month or you do 2,000 deliveries a month, you need to have a certain basic services. You need to have pediatric care for your baby, some type of a newborn ICU or at least a newborn unit. And all of that costs a lot of money for a hospital system to maintain. And if you're not doing a large amount of deliveries, that can be difficult.
What is the solution?
So I think the solution is that these have to be community-based solutions. We as a state can work to give funding and to support programs and resources as the governor and our legislators have done, but then we need to work community by community to help them to bring together their home visitation services, to bring together their hospital systems, their healthcare providers.
It's going to take time because of the duration of the commitment, but we're starting to see positive indicators. We just need to do a whole lot more of it statewide.
Now, once the OB Navigator program rolls out, we intend to follow them along and show you what it looks like and how you can get involved if you need help. In the meantime, though, what resources are available now if you're pregnant or a new mom? You can call the Mom's Helpline at the number on your screen right now. It's 1-844-624-6667. Again, that's 1-844-624-6667 to find help near you. I'm Call 6 Investigates Stephanie Wade.
I know a lot of you traveling next week. We've got a lot going on in the 7-day forecast, but I thought I'd jump to early next week with a storm system that will bring some wind, rain, and potentially some snow before it leaves. Don't know where you might be traveling, but anywhere in the Midwest, you'll likely encounter rain first, then some snow. This is Tuesday afternoon. You can see the snow stretches from Kansas to Chicago. We'll zoom in, get a closer look at this storm system. What will happen is it will wind up the winds and draw in warmer air first. We'll be on the mild side with rain. On the back side of this, the snow. I think overnight Tuesday into Wednesday, see a little shot of snow. Then that moves away, and we should have a dry Thanksgiving Day the way it looks now. You can see the temperature progression. Temperatures will be falling as we get to Wednesday.
Unfortunately, we know that a third of all convicted drunk drivers are repeat offenders, that just a license suspension is not enough anymore.
Pushing for change in an effort to save lives. Tonight, we continue our coverage of a local family's effort to help prevent others from facing the same heartache they feel. Our Nicole Griffin sits down tonight with a father who lost his son to an accused drunk driver and an advocate who is working with the family to get tougher penalties for drunk drivers.
Every day, there is a constant reminder.
It's been an emotional battle for all of us.
Of what happened to Isaac Oldham. At just 18 years old, he had his entire life ahead of him.
It would have been great to see him grow up and make choices and be a father, and unfortunately we won't get to see any of that.
Isaac was killed on September 26th after he was hit by another driver on his motorcycle. 39-year-old Sarah Story was arrested and charged with 2 counts of operating a vehicle while intoxicated. She is currently out on bond waiting on a December 12th trial.
It's unfortunate that the crime that was committed, whether intentional or unintentional, for a measly few $1,000s. Somebody's just able to walk the street after the crime.
Each count Story is facing is a level 4 felony with a sentencing range of 2 to 12 years. Annie Baker with Mothers Against Drunk Driving says a victim advocate is now working with the Oldham family as they go through the court process. She says Indiana is one of 14 states that does not have a law requiring all offenders to get an ignition interlock device.
During their suspension of license, they would have this device in their car, which once they blow into it to try to start the vehicle, if it detects any alcohol in their system, the vehicle will not start.
She says in other states it has resulted in dramatic drops in deaths from impaired driving. Isaac's family hopes by sharing their story, it will help put a stop to drinking and driving.
It's 100% preventable, and it absolutely is. He didn't even get a chance to really experience, his full potential.
Working for you in Indianapolis, Nicole Griffin, RTV6.
And we have reached out to several legislators today, and we are working to get their responses to the legislation mentioned. The current law requires ignition interlocks for repeat offenders. And right now, Isaac Oldham's family is holding a fundraiser at Chick-fil-A on Southport Road. They are passing out resources from Mothers Against Drunk Driving to educate people about drunk driving. Money raised will go to a memorial bench that will be placed at the Kroger where he worked. That money will also go to a scholarship in his name. The fundraiser ends at 8.
Only on RTV6, the mother of 4 little girls killed in a house fire is making a renewed plea to find the killer. Today marks 3 years since this tragedy in Carroll County. Call 6 Chief Investigator Rafael Sanchez reports on a mother's heartbreak, her hope for justice, and the gift that brings her comfort.
This is more than a blanket. It's truly a comforter for a mother still mourning 3 years later.
It keeps me calm. It keeps me, mellow, like my babies are here with me.
This gift captures the happy days with Kiana, Kiara, Cariel, and Keone, nicknamed Peedle. The 4 girls died in a fatal fire in Flora in November 2016. We FaceTimed with the girls' mother, now living in California, during her lunch break.
I want everyone to know the love that we had for each other. It was the most wonderfulest love. It was everlasting.
She tries to keep busy with multiple jobs, but her mind, she says, never strays from the house where she lost so much.
With Cariel, I just loved her feistiness. I loved the way she clung to me and she smiled and always wanted you to smile and be happy. Peedle was more of my shy, quiet baby. You would have to ask me for whatever she needed because she wouldn't say nothing. Kiara was my quiet baby. I just loved the way she just was a laid-back girl. Grab a book, grab a show or a movie, and she's quiet and she's content. Kiana was my adventure girlfriend. She wanted to go around the world if I let her. I love that she wanted to do and be something in her life.
The investigation into who killed the 4 girls here at the intersection of Columbia and Division remains unsolved. And state police say that this is not a cold case because they believe someone will say something.
I just want y'all to come clean and just say something. It was just me and my girls in that house. I was a single mother of 4 children. And all I want is peace. I want some type of justice or peace for my children. That's all I ask.
In Flora, Rafael Sanchez, RTV6.
Well, state police tell RTV6 that this would be a cold case if they had absolutely nothing to work with. The state's top cop says that's not the case in this situation.
I've heard those detectives tell me when we get done, Superintendent, we're going to start all over. And that's what they've done. And they'll continue to go through that iteration. The easy thing to do would be to walk away and just wait for it to come. But that's just not what people expect from us, and that's not what I'm going to give them.
Now, there is a reward for information leading to an arrest. That number there that you can call, it's on your screen right now. It's 1-800-382-4628. Again, that's 1-800-382-4628. Topping the RTV6 news feed tonight, a shooting leaves a man dead on the east side. IMPD says it happened just before 4 o'clock this afternoon on the 5200 block of East 20th Street. That's near Emerson Avenue and East 16th Street. Metro Police say a person returned home to find a man shot in the house. Investigators have not identified the victim or any possible suspects.
A contracted worker trying to install holiday decorations in downtown Noblesville has died after an apparent fall. The Noblesville Police Department says the incident happened yesterday in the 100 block of North 8th Street. Investigators say 21-year-old Ryan Scott Herring of Gas City was hired to put holiday decorations onto light poles in Noblesville. Officers say medics rushed Herring to Riverview Hospital after the fall, but he died.
The federal prison in Terre Haute was supposed to resume executions of death row inmates next month. Now those executions are again on hold. Attorney General William Barr announced over the summer that the government would resume executions of federal prisoners in Terre Haute for the first time since 2003. But a federal judge ruled that this sudden announcement would short-circuit the judicial process. Our Hiring Hoosiers team is focusing on dirty jobs across central Indiana.
And tonight we lift the lid on the porta potty industry. We'll flush the misconceptions away and reveal the paycheck you could collect.
That's headed your way. One local high school running back is piling up some record numbers this season, but a new pal, some unsung heroes are opening up the lanes of success. We'll introduce you to their line leaders. That's coming up in sports.
And just some light rain showers around today. Temperatures were mild. They made it into the 50s. That may change on Saturday, where we mix in some snow with the rain. Talk about our weekend wintry mix and look to next week coming up.
Friday Furniture Destination, Ashley Home Store.
This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Hiring Hoosiers is RTV6's initiative to expose you to career opportunities you might not have ever considered, especially the jobs that may require you to get your hands dirty.
So just imagine the Indy 500 without any porta potties. Spectators would struggle to enjoy the event without somewhere to go to the bathroom. It's a dirty job, but one we could not function without. It will allow for advancement and the opportunity to provide for your family.
Well, RTV6's Meredith Barrick tagged alongside Service Sanitation's David Santagaita, who has been with the company for 15 years. He says he has been promoted numerous times, all while being able to provide for his wife and 4 daughters. He owes much of it to the job security of this industry.
It's kind of flattering to stand there and listen to people say how nice it is to have restrooms there. And you realize, hearing that, how important it is.
Service Sanitation says pay ranges from $15 to $17 an hour with benefits and overtime opportunities.
Employees are required to have a drug-free. They have to have a Class C license, CDL Class A or B, and the ability to work all seasons and weather conditions. We've put a link to the Service Sanitation's job opportunities at hiringhoosiers.com.
It was about the wind today, wind and rain, although we didn't have a lot of rain. 37, that's the peak wind gust for Indianapolis. Showed you Lafayette had a peak gust of 44 miles per hour. Rainfall, 0.02 of an inch, enough to keep the street wet. That's really it. Some spots had up to 1/4 of an inch, but generally light rain. And I think our chance there tomorrow will be first thing in the morning southeast of Indianapolis. Then we dry out Friday. Chances there looks pretty good. Likelihood we'll see some rain, may mix with some snow before ending Saturday, and then we're dry for a couple of days, finish out the weekend and start the week of Thanksgiving dry. The organized shower and line of rain is off to the east now. You come back. We've got all the cloud cover. It'll be hard to shake the clouds, and oftentimes in this situation, hard to get rid of the drizzle and mist as well. We'll hold on to that for a few hours. The wind is strong. It will continue to diminish as we go through the night. After midnight, 20-mile-per-hour gusts or so. And then during the day tomorrow, the wind will generally be 5 to 10 miles per hour. The biggest difference will be, notice the arrow here out of the southwest right now. Then as we get to tomorrow, as we go through the day, it'll be a colder north wind. 9 o'clock tonight, northwest Indiana drying out. The showers will slowly push south and east, and the chance for any showers in the morning hours is more likely between Indy and, say, Richmond, or Indy down to Seymour and Louisville. That will pull away. Friday temperatures start in the 30s. highs will make it into the 40s, but not the 50s like today. 44 the afternoon temperature with a mixture of clouds and sunshine. North wind around 10. I think the clouds win out most of the day. As far as our forecast for football on Friday night, I'm not sure which way to move here so I don't get tackled. 39 at kickoff, 35 by the end of the game. Into the weekend. Sunday, the better of the 2 days from the standpoint it will be dry and a little warmer. 39 Saturday, that mix around, and then on Sunday, 44. The wintry mix, temperatures above freezing, which means any snow that would fall, I think, will be melting on contact with the roadways. It may stick on some of the grassy surfaces. 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The green is rain, colder air catching the back edge of this, mixing it with some snow. Could see a little burst of all snow in the eastern portion of the state before ending as we get to Saturday evening and Saturday night. We're dry Monday. We'll watch that weather system Tuesday into Wednesday. Again, if you're driving to get in place for Thanksgiving, we'll watch that storm system on Thanksgiving itself right now. Mostly dry turkey. Brad.
All right, we're just a couple of hours until kickoff in Houston. Here's what's on the line for the Colts and Texans tonight. The winner will be the division leader with just 5 games to go. It's even bigger for the Colts because a win would give them a tiebreaker with a regular season sweep. That could ultimately make the difference between an AFC South championship and a wild card when it's all done. And good evening, everyone. The high school football semi-states are tomorrow night. New Palestine is in the midst of a 26-game winning streak. Helping lead that charge, a bunch of names you don't see in the box score. It's time to walk the line with the Dragons in tonight's Sports Extra Spotlight. New Palestine senior Charlie Spiegel is rewriting the state's rushing records in 2019. Career numbers that have gone over 10,000 yards, 170 touchdowns and counting. More than half of those totals have come in the past 2 seasons at New Pal. And a large part of Spiegel's success can be credited to the New Pal offensive line.
A big part of it's trust, you know, getting familiar with the guys up front and where they're going to be and how they're going to block and how they do things, the speed at which they move, and that takes time. I mean, that's something that you've got to build a relationship with.
On 3. 1, 2, 3, Senior Kyle King is a 4-year starter. He was All-State last year as a defender, has committed to Michigan State University. King's skills have carried over to block for New Pal's powerful offense.
Coming off a year like last year, you just want to get back. You want to get there as fast as possible, but you want to do it the right way every week and just come out prepared and do your best, the whole team, full team effort.
During drills, we're all like correcting each other, making sure we're doing everything right. And then on the field, you know, if one of us messes up, then everyone's like, you know, don't get down on yourself. I think that helps a lot.
The Dragons have had at least 8 different players log significant snaps on the O-line. Among a series of injuries, senior Jacob Britson. He overcame a pair of injuries.
Everyone's just been ready to go whenever there's numbers called. You know, none of us are really nervous. We're just ready to get in there and show what we can do. I was really excited to get back out there last week for regionals and play that game.
I think our dedication to get better throughout the year has really helped us. We know we got to play as a team and just work our butts off during practice to get where we are today.
Junior Matt Brown moved from tight end to left tackle, a tricky task in a complex offensive scheme.
It's a lot different than what tight end was, but I think it's gone pretty well.
And in the middle of it all, junior center Noah Mack, taking lessons from the talented O-lineman that came before him.
We graduated 2 big leaders last year, so we're still kind of getting used to it. But now we're comfortable with each other. Like, we can yell at someone and know that it's not personal. Just we need to do better.
Having seen a lot of stuff in their time here as players has really paid us dividends now. Now, when they were younger, it was a different story. But now they're older and more mature, I think we're getting the benefit of all the things they've gone through.
Let's get a look at Friday's semi-state schedule. Day first, we'll be live at New Pal. The news at 6 to preview the Dragons in Bloomington South. There's a look at the rest of the games. The winners advancing to the state finals. Those are next weekend at Lucas Oil Stadium. We're back to finish up tonight's edition of the News at 6 after a final break.
Easy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
Slow to go. That's what I'm saying. The showers will just take their time in leaving. It's not very heavy, just drizzle and mist most locations. Temperature tomorrow, Friday, 44, 39 with that rain snow mix around Saturday, dry on Sunday.
All right. You feeling that?
I saw 39. I was I already got the shivers.
Up next here on RTV6 is World News with David Muir.
And we'll see you at 7.